Welcome Strategy Battle Gamers to another GBHL YouTube channel video. You're here with your channel host GBHL James
and GBHL Jamie, and we are unboxing the Warriors of Minas Tirith.
This will be the most exciting video you've ever watched on this channel. That's right, we are unboxing some Warriors of Minas Tirith. There's a little bit of story behind this box here.
Is there?
Yes. So I have come out about my Hobbit hobby, and the lads at work are aware that I do this now.
Yeah.
Pretty open about it. Now, Neil, one with a beard, Irish guy, who works for me, his girlfriend Emma is a huge Lord of the Rings fan, an absolute huge Lord of the Rings fan, and it turns out, like I saw a thing on her Facebook where Ian McKellen had like signed something for her, and like done it from Gandalf and drawn a little picture of Gandalf directly to her, and I was like, oh, that's really, really cool. She's a huge fan, she grew up around it, and she actually came up to me and she said, oh, I believe that you collect your little men kind of thing. I was like, well, no, they're not little men really, it's like serious war gaming, do you know what I mean? And she said, I believe that I've got some up in the loft that that we bought and that I never actually used and did, so you can have them if you want. And I noticed she didn't tell me what they were, so I was really hoping for like some Dunlandings, like a rare metal box of Dunlandings, and it was a box of Warriors of Minas Tirith, as the way. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk you through their amazing profile. When you might see it again. Yeah, we've not mentioned these guys before, but we're also going to show you the models as well, which is a little bit more exciting, I think. So we'll get the camera down, we'll do that now. So here they are now, and Jamie just checked to see if it was the old 24 box, but it is a 12 box, so that gives us some indication of when this might have been bought. Yep, so anywhere between now and...
a couple of years ago.
So we've got a bit of art there. I'm going to ask Jamie to take it out of the shrink wrap, if he can do that for me now. And then, as always, we'll go through a little bit of the box art. Oh, he's not going to be defeated by this one. Sauron did you over last time.
Yeah.
There we go, there we go. So we're going to have a little look at the box art first. Okay. So yeah, we've got them just Warriors of Minas Tirith in all their poses and glory at the front there. Looking very silver and black, because that's what they do. A little bit of a crush box here. And then you've got all of that on the back. And we've got the wonderfully famous...
That's probably enough, actually.
Yeah, it probably is, isn't it? Actually, for
shining gold. Oh my God, they've even put.
Where's the shining? Oh, that's for the hilt of the swords.
The swords, yeah. This is a detailed one.
Wow, they've gone into detail. This has really pushed the boat out. Now, I have to say, I like the aesthetic of Warriors of Minas Tirith.
They do look cool, don't they? They are perfect representations of what Peter Jackson did, and
and I like what Peter Jackson did with them as well. I think they look very, very cool. Very, very cool. So here we go. That's our 12 single sprue. Single sprue. No, where's my money's worth here? I did get these for free, so that's no problem at all. So what do we get as part of this box?
I believe it's 4 shields, 4 spears and shield, and 4 bowmen.
So like a perfect warband, really?
Yes,
in a lot of ways. A perfectly balanced warband. Now, because some box sets don't actually have a perfectly balanced warband, do they?
No.
No, they don't. So what we're going to try and do is show you a little bit of the detail on each of the guys. Now, Warriors of Minas Tirith, at least I've seen some Warriors of Minas Tirith, I think probably some of the older ones were very small. You've not find that?
Yes, yeah, well I think...
These are slightly newer and these are bigger.
Are they?
Do you not think?
No.
The Warriors of Minas Tirith seem quite small. But these don't seem to be small.
I doubt the sculptor's changed much.
I know that I've seen some Warriors of Minas Tirith out there, and I've just thought that looks like a really small model. You know, like you see with Numenorians, and they seem like small models. But these don't actually seem that, unless we could... I don't think we've got a miniature other than a Hobbit around to compare them to. So it won't do. And really simple, straightforward models. I imagine they're incredibly easy to paint. You know, you...
Dry brush it silver.
Dry brush it silver, and then pick out the black. Yeah, easy peasy stuff. And a really good amount of detail. I mean, if you look there... You know, lots of face detail work. The shields are pretty detailed. I think it's a very good plastic kit, I would say. Now, I've got a few of these at home that are spearmen. I really like some of the poses on these guys. That spearmen that I was going to convert up to be Warriors of Arnor, because I don't like the Warriors of Arnor aesthetic. So what I was going to do is just take the Minas Tirith emblems off them, have a little fiddle with the helmets and give them a good paint job. So there you go, that's what they look like. I think that's a nice plastic box set. Have you got anything to add to that?
Not really.
No?
We'll discuss the profile and why I'm underwhelmed by the Warriors of Minas Tirith.
Okay, so let's have a look.
As a mainstay.
So we'll come back when we're talking about their profiles, but no complaints at all with these plastic models. No, really, really good work from Games Workshop. So now that we've looked at the models themselves, it's time to talk a little bit about the profiles, which I'm sure we've done at some point before.
Yep.
But this is another opportunity to just have a little discussion about when we tend to see them and stuff, and how we tend to see them built. So, Warriors of Minas Tirith, these are the main foot troop of Gondor Army.
The bread and butter of a Gondor force, or should be the bread and butter.
Should be, very key, very key.
So, their stat line is fight value 3, not great. Strength 3, they've got a 4+ shoot value, which again is not fantastic nowadays. Defense 5 basic, defense 6 with a shield, which they will more than likely have. So it's there, but it's not all the way there. 1 attack, 1 wound, courage 3, obviously no might, will, or fate, and no special rules.
And no special rules. So what I immediately think when I think of Warriors of Minas Tirith, these are the guys that have been holding back the armies of Mordor for centuries and centuries, for millennia. These are the descendants of Numenor. These are powerful men that are related distantly to elves, and that are warriors their whole life, and their profile doesn't really say that.
Not at all.
It doesn't really say that. Their profile says that we are a generic man troop that can be defense 6.
Well, it says it now, but back when the game first started, them being defense 6 was that.
It was huge.
It was big because all the orcs were strength 3
and fight value.
Or 3 as well.
Fight value 3 as well.
So they were matched with the orcs, but they were more survivable. So rewind time, they're a big thing, but nowadays they've just plummeted.
So a victim of outdated profile, really.
Very much.
A victim of outdated. Now they're quite versatile.
Yeah.
They can be brought in different guises.
They can take shield and spear, bow and spear, obviously. Yeah. Banner and a horn.
Yeah, so all of the kind of standard options that you would see. And we don't tend to see them used as bowmen, really, do we?
No, because you've got the rangers who are the more, they're skilled at bows. So
yeah, and if you're going to have them back shooting, then you tend to go for that kind of thing.
And they've got fight 4, so they've got to have spears and give these guys fight 4.
Yeah. But we do tend to see them with shields because that's like the main kind of thing.
Roll.
Yeah, so you will tend to see, if you do see sort of Warriors of Minas Tirith, just Warriors of Minas Tirith in a line, and you're going to have your shield wall up front and you're going to have your spears behind.
Yeah.
You tend to. Now they do have an option to have an interesting upgrade.
Yeah, the Ithilien upgrade. I think it's a point per model, and they gain the woodland creature rule, which is actually quite a decent thing. Having woodland creature being defense 6, they can ally quite nicely with elf armies.
Yeah.
That they can all just ignore the woods.
But unfortunately, we don't tend to see a sort of pure Warriors of Minas Tirith army.
I'd really like to see an Ithilien army, like someone who's just got these guys, Ithilien Rangers, and just made an army with the heroes of the time. So Madril.
I believe I've seen it.
Faramir.
I believe I played against it.
Have you?
I believe that I played against Tom Harrison, who brought an Ithilien-themed army. I believe it was. Or was it an Osgiliath-themed army? Oh, I can't remember.
Did you not have Boromir with the banner on foot? I think he did.
He did have Boromir with the banner on foot.
So that wouldn't be Ithilien.
But he did have upgrades. So
yeah,
he had like Madril. I think it's an Osgiliath-themed army. I know what you mean. It wasn't an Ithilien-themed army. Now, one thing that these guys can always do, especially with how the hero compositions are with Gondor, because there are a lot of cheap heroes. Yeah. Now, these guys, how many points are they?
7 points basic.
7 points basic. So they're not expensive, really. They're not cheap, but they've done that cheap element. Yeah. Once you upgrade them, they're kind of good points. But you can really hoard these guys out with the right heroes.
Damrod, Baragon, Denethor, all those kind of people.
Now, I played against that once, and luckily my army choice at the time was probably, didn't need to be too worried about it. But looking at sort of 4 full war bands of defense 6 troops,
it's tough to crack through
at 500 points. You look at it and you think, wow, that's going to be tough.
That's a lot of guys.
That's a lot of guys at a good, decent defense. A good, decent defense. Now, do we see many of them out there? People like Gondor.
People like Gondor, but if you're going for it, then you're taking your elites. These guys will probably just be the filler.
Yeah. And if you do see these, you do tend to see them. They're a front rank. They're there for the defence 6, and they are supported by Fight 4 Rangers, who are low defence but can do the shooty roll as well and support with spears. That's where we tend to see these guys. It is a big shame because I think that they are lovely models. They're great models for beginners.
Yes, yeah.
Great because I think a beginner can make a Warrior of Minas Tirith look okay with some very, very simple steps.
Yeah.
And a very basic, easy profile to use, and good fun, I would say. Good fun. Anything to add to that?
No.
That was more fun than I think that we expected it was going to be. So guys, don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe.
Support your hobby, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, links are in the description below.
And as ever team, happy strategy battle gaming.